it's Kristi. Welcome back to Christmas in July. I'm working today on some tag packets. So the idea for me is to use a whole 12 by 12. Now I can get 18 tags out of one 12 by 12, and I'd like to have 18 packets, so I need 18 sheets of paper, which I have here, and I'm going to mix and match them. So I've already cut some here. I'll show you. Sorry, you probably didn't hear me. I've cut a music sheet, I've cut an ornament sheet, it's kind of upside down, and I've cut a plaid that had some what do you call those, pine cones on them. And then I've got my tag topper that's kind of squared off, and I've got the tag tapper that is rounded. So I'm going to use these. So my idea was to cut the papers in these sizes, 1.5, 2.5, and 2. And when I do that, magically, I get 18 total tags out of one 12 by 12. So let me show you how I do it. For me, I cut them separately only because this cutter doesn't seem to be as precise as I'd like it to be. So I start out by cutting in half at 6, and I don't know if it's the paper or the cutter, but I tried to stack it and it doesn't come out right. So I cut it in half at 6, orientation this way, and I'm going to cut another strip at 4.5, which gives me the 1.5, all right? And then I'm going to come it down here, whatever that means, I don't know, to 2.5. Oops, make sure it stays straight and doesn't move on me. Okay. And when I cut that, I will have the 3 strips, 1.5, 2, 2.5. And then I'm going to cut these at 4 inches. Now, these tag punches take off a smidge from the top. I want to say it's like, I don't know, between 1/8 and 1/4 inch off the top. So these will finish out smaller than that 4 inches, but I'm just going to continue cutting these at 4 so that all of my pieces are 4 inches tall. And after I get this done, I will just repeat with that second half, and we'll do that together just one more time. So I've got my 6 by 12 here. I try to keep my orientation going the way I like to see it, just for sanity, but you know, I don't want my tags upside down. So 4.5 and 2.5. Oops, not 3.5, 2.5. Measure twice, cut once. All right, and then turn and cut these into 4-inch sections. Okay, now I will continue to do this until I have 18 pages cut. And all I'm going to do now is go to my punch. So one of the pages I'll do this way, one of them this way. So I should have just left them separate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you see this little edge right here? It does come off. You can sand it with like a nail file. It'll come off. This is the Hobby Lobby paper. I've mentioned that before, but anyway, so I'll do 9 out of this punch and 9 out of this punch, and then I'm just going to keep separate piles, and when I get all through my 18 12 by 12 pieces, and I will you know, punch them all, and then I will sort them out so that each bag has you know, one of each. So I want to make sure that I have the orientation correct here, And I'm just going to stick this in and punch. Now, I did get, now this one kind of has like a regular, if you don't get it centered exactly, it's going to be off, but I'm not going to be too concerned about it being perfect. I'm just going to try and split the difference there. Yeah, that's better. And I did get some, oh, what do you call it? Baker's twine. But I'm not sure I want to do, these are really, where do I have that other paper? I'll show you. These are somewhat vintage papers. So I'm thinking, I'll just show you, this is just a few. I love this one. But I'm thinking that I might use twine, you know, this stuff. I'm thinking I might use this. It goes more with my theme of my table, which everything is pretty much vintage. So I think that's what I'm going to go for. But I don't know if you could see that very well. Let me put it on a piece of paper here. So that's that shape there. Okay, and then the next, oh, okay, so there's 3 of these, I forgot. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that third one. And it punches the hole for you, so that's one less step. Okay, now this is the little bit bigger one, the 2-inch. And I think it has a longer sides still on the square. And as I come along, I just kind of pull some of that off. It's not a big deal to me. But it does jam up my cutter sometimes, so there we go. And one more of those. And then the big one. Now this one has the fancier with the sides. So there again, this is the straight-sided one, not the fancy one. The secret is to make sure you get it all the way in there. I don't want to punch crooked because then I got to do a whole new sheet. So I'm trying to pay pretty close attention to what I'm doing. There we go. All right, so we've got those 9 done, and then so I'll show you the piece that it cuts off. Yeah, that's about 1/8 of an inch off the top, and then not too bad. All right, so let's do this one. So on the skinny one of this one, it just kind of does a rounded top. Put that there. So I hope you guys are all doing well, staying cool. Oh my word, it was 104 2 days in a row. Today is only supposed to be 101, so should be better. Okay, now this one's a little off, so probably what I would come back and do is trim off like 1/8 of an inch on that side because I didn't get it lined up properly. So let's just do that right now. They're not going to all be in the same bag, so I'm not really concerned about making them all identical, but I do want them to be close. I think about there should be good. And I want to hold that down. There we go. None the wiser. All right. So just, you know, if you're using these punches, they can slip. All right, so there's those 3, and then we have the 2-inch, and sometimes, you know, you just have to center it between the 2. I think these are a lot of fun, and I don't know if these will sell. I hope they sell, but if not, I can always use them for something. All right, here's the bigger one. Okay, I'm just making sure that orientation is the right way up. This is my favorite one. I like the big one. And so probably I will take these and now you see this one didn't fit exactly between the lines, so we've got the similar issue here. You can tell by this piece hanging up, so that's about how much I'm going to have to cut off of that one. I'm just going to do this one with the scissors, and I'm just going to trim right along that edge, and there we go. No big deal. I am not going to put a tie in every one of these. All right, so that's 18 tags and 18 bags, and I don't have time for that. So what I'll probably do is measure out 18 lengths and stick it in the bag with the tags. That's not big a deal. I'll tie one so that it'll be on the front. Not a big deal, but that's my plan for today. That's what I'm working on. What are you guys working on? Tell me in the comments below. Are you working on Christmas in July? Are you finishing up other projects? Are you watching and waiting, or are you doing something completely different? I would love to know. Other than this, I've been working on a blanket. I might have told you this already. I've been working on a crochet blanket for my son that has a plaid design. So I've just finished doing the whole thing with the double crochet space, double crochet, you know, chain one, whatever. So I've got it the length and the width that we want it. If you're interested in that, leave me a comment below and I'll send you the link to the lady that I followed for this. Now this, right now I'm woven in all of the strings on one side, so I've got to weave in the other side, but it's so hot I don't want to have an Afghan on my blanket, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't want to have an Afghan on my lap, not on my blanket. It's just too hot, and so I can only do it for a little bit of time. And then I'm going to lay it out on the table and do the weaving with the other threads, and that will make the plaid. And so I'll show it to you when it's finished because I think it's going to be awesome. I was going to do it in gray and yellow like the lady did. She did kind of like a charcoal and a gray and a light gray and kind of shades of yellow because my son is really into bees and he likes, his favorite color is yellow, and his room is kind of that color. But then he came and goes, you know, I'm really liking red right now. So I just took him to Hobby Lobby and had him pick out the colors, and turned out really cool. So anyway, I'm just blabbing now, and if you're still here, thank you. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.